Hi, friends. We are looking into the Aquarius full moon that is taking place on Monday, August 19th. This full moon is jam-packed with energy. We want to consider that full moons are all about moving through the noise, kind of like sifting through what is meant to be focused, the focus from here on out. But this new moon is coming in to have a big release. I know that that's kind of like the cliche traditional meaning of what a full moon is, but this one has been building up this whole week. The whole week from August 9th, 12th to 19th. It's been a slow moving buildup of the energy that we're going to experience on the full moon. And that has everything to do with us coming into a new mindset, a new collective mindset, what I get from it. Now, of course, I'm going to turn this around. We're going to see everything in the chart and go into super detail. I'm going to do horoscopes as well. And so let's get right into it. So we have the sun at 27 degrees of Leo and the moon at 27 degrees of Aquarius. And based off of the sign energy, we know that this is talking about the individual versus the people. And on a personal level, it is how we express ourselves through the community, through the people around us. So when these two energies are at odds, it has a lot to do with not being sure how to show up, not being sure what your role is amongst everybody else, and if it's even significant or important. So the balance here has everything to do with, should I be a leader on my own, or should I be a team member? And everybody is going to have a different relationship to these energies. Some people have positive karma, and other people have some things to clear out when it comes to either of these zodiac signs. But what's important here is that it is the Aquarius full moon. So the focus is on Aquarius and the people. And this is 100% political. I won't really be getting into that aspect on this video. Perhaps I will on TikTok, where I will make a short video about it, but it is very political because this is going to be on America's moon. This full moon is America's moon. And if I could like relabel it, it would honestly be the American full moon, because this will change the plot. This will change the dynamic of the American people 1,000%. Now, when it comes to the core signature of this full moon, we're looking at the energy of change. And I'm sure you guys have heard so much about it, but Uranus is so hard to predict because Uranus is bringing the future. And the only tangible thing that Uranus gives us is the pulses and the instinct to take a leap of faith and do something new. That's the only thing that he gives us. He's not giving us the final result. It's more of this sharp intelligence, knowing vibe that comes in that says, this is the new thing, or this is a way to get the new thing. I need to hop on this thing, hop on this boat, go this direction. It's 100% instinctual. And it is electric waves. Aquarian psychic energy is not through the waters, it's electricity. Zzz, you just get this like bold download that you can apply to your life. And it's like so clear. Things become so clear. So for us, this is about making space for change in our life that we have probably not taken the authority to do it. Remember, you guys, Aquarius is the traditional ruler. It's traditionally ruled by Saturn. So whenever we talk about Aquarius, there's a Saturnian undertone here that for now in 2024, we are still taking into consideration, or anyway, I am. Because Aquarius and Capricorn have the same ruler in common, which was Saturn. So when we go into the deeper layers of change and transformation, or just the sharpness that Aquarius is, we are actually going into breaking down systems. That's ingrained into the Aquarius energy, is that for the new things to come in, we have to kill off the system it's currently operating under. And the conversation is, for us to go into the age of Aquarius, we have to move away from the Saturnian structure. And this is why I make such a big deal about Chiron, because do you know where Chiron is up in the heavens? Good old Chiron is smack in the middle of Saturn and Uranus. So what is currently collectively in the way of us truly reaching this space of Aquarius kingdom in the age of Aquarius is everybody has to alchemize their Chiron. Everybody has to do that hump from Saturn to Chiron to Aquarius, or Uranus, I should say. Because you cannot take that wound into this new world. You can't take that unforgiven signature with you. You have to evolve past your Chiron. You have to evolve past your eternal wound. Your intelligence has to rise up above it for you to go into the worlds of Aquarius, age of Aquarius. So Chiron is not, he's not a main character here in this full moon, but I'm mentioning that because I'm speaking into the depth that Aquarius holds with its relationship to Saturn and how far back it goes. Okay. So the most astounding thing that has to do with this full moon is that it is squaring its own ruler. I'm sorry, what? The moon at 27 degrees is exactly squaring Uranus, its own ruler, at 27 degrees of Aquarius, of Uranus, Taurus. I'm sorry, 27 degrees of Taurus. That is huge because I'm sorry, who are we fighting? Who's the opposing team member? Ourselves? The people against the people? What did the group decide? This is a turning point. Major turning point. And also, mind you, this is happening with Pluto in Aquarius. Pluto is going to be at 0 degrees of Aquarius retrograde. So this is the conception of the people waking up. This is one group saying something to the other. And we have to pay attention to Saturn, who's right in the middle, Saturn and Pisces, because again, I just mentioned how important Saturn still is to Aquarius, being his old ruler. And he is in this story. He is in this story. And he comes in being at 17 degrees of Pisces. And his story is you have to break through the fears. The subconscious is getting in your way. You have been lied to. What you believed in. Your old faith systems are being rebuilt. So, to me, this is the people waking up from a slumber and becoming aware and conscious of what's been happening, of what they've been involved in with consent or not consent. And so it is a little bit of mayhem. Now, we're also going to have Jupiter. That's going to be Jupiter in Gemini. It's going to be squaring Saturn in Pisces. Now, these two have been having conversations the whole year, and they will continue until next summer. And their conversation has everything to do with extremes, because Jupiter is the planet of expanding more and more and more and more. And Saturn is the planet of simplifying less, 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 less. So when these two get involved, we're talking about extremes and how extremes have to be mitigated, balanced. because there's going to be a group of people who are doing too much, and there's going to be a group of people who are not doing enough or restricting too much. And I think this is going to play out in the world stage. We're going to see this, especially if you're American. We're going to see this. I do believe so. Now, putting this all together, we're also going to have the sun in a cazimi, or very close to Mercury, whose Mercury is retrograde right now. So this is a redo in leadership. Now, on a worldly scale, yes, this will come up, but this is also on a personal scale. It says, I'm reclaiming an old position. I do want to be a leader. I do recognize that it's going to take this form of strength for me to hold the space in this world, or for these people, through these people. It's a big signature here, because what are the odds that Mercury retrograde would be conjunct the sun right next to it, when anyway Mercury retrograde started in Virgo. Now it ends up one of the main characters in this full moon. There's so much intention behind that. And Jupiter and Mars being in Gemini, and Mercury being in the ruler, Mercury being in Leo, has everything to do about saying the right thing. Leaders are going to be needing to say the right thing. So when we look at the chart on this side, we have the Aquarius full moon squaring Uranus, which is the people talking. And when we go to the other side, we have the leaders talking, with the Sun, Mercury, cazimi, and Jupiter, Mars conjunction in Gemini. There's a conversation in the leaders, and there's a conversation within the people. And I don't know that they're mixing. I don't know that they're really working together, but they're talking, and it's tension. And I think there's going to be two stories. Over here in this full moon, there isn't one straight line to the truth. Sagittarius isn't involved. So I'm looking at topsy-turvy energy, and there's going to be two truths, this is a moment in time that splits people, and it splits the consciousness. And this splitting has to happen because people are needing to wake up with Saturn and Pisces. You have been under a spell. You have been under a belief, under a dogmatic system, under this idea of what is truth. You have to wake up from this. And the way we're going to wake you up from it is by splitting the mind, splitting the consciousness. You have this huge awakening. Now, Uranus and Aquarius energy isn't bad. If you ask me, I love it. I'm here for it. I was born for it. Give me more. Because Aquarius is needing to do the moves for the next thing to come in. It's the future. We appreciate it. But because it's the future, it's hard to predict exactly what he's going to do, because it doesn't exist. So whenever you look at Uranus, and especially if you're an astrologer trying to read for yourself, instead of considering what's going to happen, consider there's space that's being made. We need space here. So wherever you have Aquarius in your chart, you need space there for an innovative something to come in. A dream, a vision, something new is going to be deposited. So you just got to shake the earthquake to make more space here. Okay. Now, Uranus does rule. Uranus in Taurus rules earthquakes. And we have been seeing them. And I don't want to get in the way of it, but I do think that there's going to be some movement here, especially on the earth, on the earthly plane. There's going to be some movement. I really hope that it's in places that people are not around, and that nothing too serious comes out of it if there was, right? But I would be surprised if there wasn't. And maybe hopefully the earthquakes that we have been experiencing this whole week were it were it and that's it. And we just went through the worst of it already. But that signature is here, right? The purpose of this full moon is to make space, because there's a new cool boss or cool guy in town, and the people are going to fight for that cool boss because it's time for change. Now, okay, on a personal level, what does this look like for you? There's a place inside of yourself that you are needing to break all the titles. You're no longer associating to the titles that you have given yourself. I am whatever. I am sweet. I'm kind. I like coffee. I love cats. I love dogs. Like whatever you use, I'm a doctor. I'm a nurse. I'm a sister. I'm a brother. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm a girlfriend. I'm a side piece. Whatever title you currently have, there's a complete disconnection from it. I don't want this. I want complete freedom of this so I can make myself the new king or queen in the world or in my world. I just want to become my own leader, my own pioneer. And it takes a lot of courage to do that, but we're ready for it. We're ready to stand up and be ourselves. It's like, gosh, I haven't laughed this way in a long time. I haven't danced this way in a long time. I haven't loved this way in a long time. I'm going to start crying. I I can't handle astrology. It makes me too emotional. But the truth is that Leo brings out the heart. I just want to be me. I just want to express myself. I just want to create for the world and be seen. Not in a creepy JLo way, but in a I have skills and talent way. Like the dancer that never got discovered or something, right? But this is my moment. I want to do this. I want to be creative. I want to do this. And we should. This is a wake-up call to go back into your heart and not care what the group is going to think and what other people are going to say. It's just, this is who I've always been. Because Leo is the inner child. We were born into our Leo energy. And because we have to learn life lessons, we moved away from it. Because if you have a kid, you know that you have to teach them. Even though they're full of light, they're amazing, they're beautiful, they're ahead of time, they're intelligent. They're all these things, but they're also chronologically young and babies, and they lack experience. They have everything but experience. Cue life. But from such a young age, children are their skills and their talents. Children are their creativity, and they know this. And then life happens and it takes them away from that. And then we have these moments here where we have to claim ourselves back again and just go, oh my gosh, this is what I always loved to do. This is where my heart was always in or always at. Where you have silenced yourself creatively. All right, friends, we're going to go into the horoscopes for all 12 zodiacs. You want to listen out to your rising sign and sun sign. And if you would like, you can listen to your moon sign too, but you definitely want to look at your rising sign primarily and then your sun. Okay, so we're going to start with Aquarius. You guys are the stars of the show. And this full moon is going to happen in your first house. So it is about complete sovereignty in who you are. Now, hear me out. You guys just had Saturn be in your first house. So there was an energy of you being under arrest over the last 2 years. And it's only this year that Saturn's been in Pisces that you guys have taken your first break. Okay. And the last 2 years, or I should say 3 years, were all about responsibility and taking it. And let me tell you, from reading all of you guys, most of you said no to the responsibility. And I think that's, you're still working through that. These Aquarius risings are still working through that dismissal of responsibility. And so it's leaving a lot of them with like this a stale taste in the mouth, and you're just having to do the work. You're having to still do the work. But this full moon does come in to say, I understand why I've been holding out for so long. Like, I get why I didn't commit to some kind of thing 3 years ago. It's because I want to be free. I know that Pluto's in Aquarius. I know that there's a big change for me. I know that I have more to do in the world. I want to be completely available for it and in my best light. But my best light comes with no attachments. So this full moon is also going to be, with the aspects coming in here, there's shifts and changes in your own interests and your own motivation. You may want to start talking more about the things that you love, and there are going to be some changes financially as a result of this. So this is kind of like you laying down the law in some of the things that you love and enjoy, and either people are going to go with you or they're not, but you're not willing to really sabotage your growth because you're really serious about the direction that you're starting to go. So enjoy this time of reinvention and self-improvement. I think you guys are going to do phenomenal with this energy because it has your signature written all over it for it. If anything, you guys behave because you're going to be trolling the other zodiac signs. You need to chill. All right. Pisces, this is very interestingly taking place in your 12th house. I didn't change the chart. Just a second. Pisces, this is hitting you really hard, in my opinion. Pisces, you're getting the freedom that you didn't know you needed. I didn't know I was letting other people define me. I didn't know that I became who another person said I was. I didn't realize that I wasn't being true to myself, that I was acting out of being trained by a religion, by parents, by school, by work. I let others mold and train me. And the intelligence is coming in for you where you go, bloop, I can think for myself. I can express myself. I can be autonomous. And I think you guys, Pisces, like, it's kind of shocks me and surprised me how willing you guys are able to take responsibility. It's pretty honorable because I've seen it again. I do so many readings. I've seen how Pisces are just signing up for the work. They're like, yes, we're here. We'll handle it. We could do it. It's admirable, completely admirable. And so that's why I think you're going to do well here, because at the end of the day, you're getting your gifts activated. At the end of the day, you are becoming much more wise and psychic and logical, reasonable, and intelligent, which is like the missing things. So I do want to say that I see changes happening in your home life, Pisces risings. There's news that you're getting from your family. There's new information that's coming through for you on this full moon. You didn't know this about your family. You had no idea. It's new information. And I think that it's going to change your perspective, your complete way of seeing yourself. I had no idea that this was happening. And so it just completely changes how I see myself. So allow this full moon to awaken you spiritually and pay attention to your dreams because they are going to be very revealing to you. Now, Aries rising, you guys always have the perfect chart because you're in Aries rising. Everything is where it's supposed to be. So you have the most organic reading when it comes to this Aquarius full moon. It has to do with your groups. It has to do with the people you're involved in, the community. It has to do with your people changing, your environment shifting, and your ability to adapt to the future is sharpening. This is what makes you a leader. And sorry, you have to do it. I'm just gonna know this is your energetic signature. You're here to lead. You're here to be one of the first, if not the first. So this full moon is so much about the rules changing in the community. I've been doing this, now I'm upgrading to do this, or I've been doing this and I'm not doing it anymore. I've had enough. And so this energy really, and this is coming from your intellectual mind, because the Jupiter square is happening in the 3rd house and the 12th. So this is an awakening that you have too, mentally, intellectually, where your mind is so much more sharper. Your mind is aware. Your mind is plugged in. Your mind can take in information and decipher it and do something with it and speak on it. So I love this for you guys because I think it's a very complementary energy to your fire. My suggestion for this full moon for Aries is to lean into the new. Uranus, of course, has everything to do with the new. And so Aries risings, you want to observe the new things that are coming in and taking it and running with it, because that's what makes you a leader. Taurus and Taurus risings. This has everything to do, this full moon has everything to do with your career. Okay. Friends, you guys are ready to pass the baton, whether it's being passed to you or you're passing it down. You are going to experience a change and a growth period in your career that's going to be one of the reasons why you work so hard. Like, this is it. This is the meat on the bones. And so you want to enjoy it because you've been working really hard towards this. Now, you're going to have Jupiter square Saturn in your 2nd and 11th house. And so I think that this is the turning point of money finances. There's going to be people who get bonuses. There's going to be people who get a pay cut. There's going to be people who get a big chunk of money. And there's also going to be this tone of new connections or new networks that are in your work life. So you're losing clients, but gaining others. So it's kind of like a shift in the environment that you're in, both professionally and working with new people, finding new, more aligned individuals that you are going to connect with long term. So there's lots of changes here, but if you play your cards right, this is about you making more money at the end of the day. You need to allow yourself to be flexible though, and go with changes that are coming in. Gemini, this full moon has everything to do with what you know. It's like, this is my truth. And I am willing to do whatever it takes to stand in my truth. Geminis, you are having this full moon in your 9th house. And that has everything to do with like wanting to honor everything that you ever believed in. So I wouldn't be surprised if some Geminis are going to go back to something that they've really relied on to get them through hard times. This could be a religion. This could be, a meditation center. This could be a book. It could be a mentor, a teacher. But you guys are going back to the things that have always given you balance and brought in perspective, and the things that you just don't see day to day. Okay. It is meant to open you up and essentially create a new version of you. Because whatever you learn here through this full moon, you're going to be talking about it. You're going to be sharing it with people. Okay. And this is going to hopefully help you speak up more at work and whatever dynamics are taking place in your professional life. Like, this full moon is giving you the words, the vocabulary, intelligently, strategically, logically, intellectually for you to cleverly break through some really sticky things at work, because it's just you're rebuilding your career and you need to apply this knowledge for you to get full, first of all, to be able to endure it, and second of all, to be able to get you to the next step. Cancer, this full moon has everything to do with you and only you. Okay. It has everything to do with you and only you. This is about your internal wires, your psychology, how you feel strong, your status. It has some to do with money too, but mostly it has to do with your inner landscape and really harnessing power and energy in ways that are new and different. So this full moon is giving you insight into something, a different perspective that others aren't seeing, that you have answers to. It's going to make you very clever. It's going to make you very smart. And because of this, you're going to establish new resources because of this new moon. Now, I do think that there is a shift happening in your friendships and who you connect with. And this is coming from you having a spiritual awakening. You've been having spiritual awakenings this whole year. Cancer, you're changing your whole life around. You're changing your lifestyle, the way that you eat, the way that you exercise. You're changing everything. And this is a notch up for you too, is I'm giving myself the freedom to step into this new being. I am calling in my higher self and I'm walking right into it. And I'm going to adopt this as my new form. So loving this new moon, full moon for you. And don't apologize to anybody. You deserve this. Leos, hello, hello. This full moon is 100% about your relationships and where you stand with them and who's in your life. And it does have a lot to do with your professional connections too. But this is about like, you know what? I'm going to go for it. I'm going to be friends with them, with the weird ones. I'm going to not judge these people. I'm going to just take in who I want to take in unapologetically. If I want to do this with this person, so fucking what? Which you kind of are already like this, but maybe this is you doing it to the 10th degree and publicly too. You know, because when things start getting too weird for you, Leo, you kind of don't play game anymore because now it's becoming tacky in your eyes. But this full moon releases that for you and it says, let yourself be a freak. Okay, we've been waiting for you, said all the freaks. And you're just kind of like, I guess I can hang out here with your cute outfit and stuff. So this full moon is also so much about changes in work that could be coming in and changes in your finances too. You're thinking about long-term money and your focus is going to be split there too. Remember, this full moon is about 2 points of views, 2 different truths. And I think you are also going to learn a lot about certain friendships. You're going to get news from certain friendships. And some friendships, some people will have friendships that break off because it's here, it's in the chart. You're not meant to be friends with that one person anymore. So be very flexible with the people who are going to be coming in and out of your life. Virgo, as much as I want to say that this is going to be crazy tipsy topsy for you, it's kind of really not in the way that you think it is. So this is about revamping your lifestyle, your routines, and you've been doing this. You've been doing this with Mercury retrograde. That's why I feel like you're not going to be in the hot seat unless you've been completely just potatoing it and not doing any changes. If you have, then I think you're going to like really nicely sit this one out and just kind of enjoy the brilliance of new ideas that come in. I don't see this as a bad thing. I think this is a more relaxing one where you get the ideas, you get the spark of, oh my God, this is what I need to do. Perfect. This is the answer I've been needing. Also, career is going to grow. There's going to be some decisions that you have to do in your career that are going to be like shocking because you weren't expecting. There's a lot of gossip happening at work and people saying all these kinds of things, but ultimately it's going to lead to um a clear position as to where you stand at work. Because I do think that you're having some issues with people and relationships. Just know that this full moon is going to give you the insight. It's going to reveal who is who and where you belong. Okay, Libras, let me talk to you about something. I see you. The last 2 years have been crazy, almost like you're being bullied. But you know what? It's taking you to this point where you say, fuck it. I'm going to go where I have never been before, especially when it comes to people and your heart and relationships. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. There isn't going to be any holding back that you do on this full moon. You're going to let your heart just sing. And I kind of like this for you. You just need to be responsible with what you commit to. But this energy is so much about you accepting where you are in life and starting to see the rainbow at the end of the tunnel. So it's not like the complete end, but you're just like, okay, this is what it was for me. This is what I had to do. Closure. I'm not even sure why. I'm not even sure if I've passed this test, but I'm going to be okay. And I think that there's light at the end of the tunnel. So to me, this is an introduction to your solution to the problems that you've been having over the last 2.5 years, because they've been a lot, right? So this is like the universe saying, hey, this is how you're going to start to fix this in 2025. It's a huge preview to the future that you're about to live. My suggestion during this Aquarius full moon is let yourself be creative. Let yourself be dynamic. Let yourself be expressive, because that's what the universe wants you to do, is share your light. Scorpios, this is uncomfy. This is a little bit uncomfortable, because why is Uranus inside your house? Like, who invited him for dinner? I've been really fun in my house. And Uranus comes in and says, psych. It's disturbances in your home, and you didn't ask for them. So why are they here? Scorpios, I see you dealing with your mother. And if you're a mother, I see you dealing with maternal issues, not as in infertility, but your kids and your family and your home life. And what do the children need? And how can I give it to them? And my mom didn't give it to me, so I don't know how to give it to them. You're breaking generational curses. You're breaking generational traumas. You're breaking a lot of the secrets that you're so desperately holding on to. This is full exposure because the family needs it, you need it, and you need to start living real. You need to start having those tough conversations of why your family does weird stuff. Oh, in this family, we just sleep in the bathroom, but why? It's going to be talking about it. We're having issues here and there. I'm scared of this, that. This happened to me when I was here, so I don't want it to happen to you. It's a clear discussion of why things are being run the way that they are. Please give that to your kids. And if you need this from your parents, maybe call them up, say, why the fuck was this like that? This is an opportunity for closure, because you will be able to see it through a different lens. You're not going to see it through your intense Scorpio lens. It's going to be like a refreshing, detached type of way. Like, I see why everybody's doing this. I get it. I don't agree with it. I also don't want to hear forever, but I understand it. I could see the layers. Okay. Be patient with yourselves and be honest, because you do have an opportunity to hide it again. There is an opportunity here to just hide things, conceal them, and pretend like they didn't happen. Don't do that. Have a talk about it and go to therapy after. Love you. Swagitarius. Give me an S. Give me a W. Give me an A. Give me a G. What does that spell? Swag. This full moon is sitting you in your third house. You're learning how to think. Sagittarius, did anybody ever tell you you're a lazy thinker sometimes? See, you're just concerned with how things are going to go with the summary. You're concerned about the summarization of stuff, and you sometimes can't. And this full moon is so much about you looking at the details, but in a smart way, in an Aquarius way, in a intellectual way that could lead to money, that could lead to new information, to new philosophies. So it's exciting for you because it's not just like the Gemini facts, like, what am I going to do with the bacon recipe, please? But it's more of like, did you know that the inventor of this philosophy did da 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 da? And you're like, oh my God, I could do something with this. This is actually useful information. You're needing to air yourself out. So Aquarians, I'm sorry, Sagittarius, call your air friends. You need to be aired out. We need to, take you outside, ruffle you up a little bit. You need to go outside. You need to talk to people. You need to let yourselves be heard. You need to have more conversations, invite friends over. But I want this to be air friends, Sagittarius. Don't go calling up your water signs. Sagittarius, don't go calling your Cancer best friend. Every Sagittarius has a Cancer best friend. Don't do that. I don't want you to hang out with other fire signs and get into trouble. I don't want you to go to earth signs and start planning shit. You need to go to the air signs because sometimes you just need to shoot the shit. Sometimes you just need to talk, and the air signs are here for you. It's like, oh my God, like when you do this, because you will, because you love me and I love you. When you do, call your your Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius. Okay. So when you do call your Aquarians, or I'm sorry, your air signs, listen to them and appreciate how there's no pressure. Yeah. So what? Oh, interesting. Sure. Yeah. And that's what you need because Sagittarius, you're all bent up. Sagittarius, like, I need to do and go and be and run. And it's like, it's not always like that 24/7, actually. No. And so you need to be aired out. Call your Aquarius air sign friends. Okay. Also, you need the socialization. You have Mars, Jupiter in your seventh house, square in the fourth. You need to get out of your house, please. Give yourself some time off. And then what happens, what's really nice is that when you do come back home, you'll be able to refresh your home and be like, oh, I stepped away. I could do this now. I have a great idea for my living room. Bye. Capricorns, you see, you guys have been working really hard. And I just want to say that I see you. It's just between me and you. I see you guys, Capricorns. You've been working so hard for your whole life. No, but for real, you've been working so hard over the last couple of years to make money and you deserve it. I want to give it to you, right? But it's not always up to me. This full moon is sitting in your house of money. So this is you coming to terms with what is working, what is not, how you're managing your money, how it's not working out. Where do you need to cut things off? These are finances that you just cannot afford. It's not worth it anymore, actually. Or you may have just outgrown them. I don't need this anymore. So it's you doing a reinvention, recalculation of your money and making it intelligently work for you. And this is worth doing because anyway, you're doing this already. But this full moon is going to say, hey, let's do another check-in. Now, you're stuck on buying something. I feel like when I see this chart, like you are stuck between a big purchase and maybe having to do with land. And my advice for that is to look at the future. What does the future need? What are people going to be doing here in 5, 10, 20 years? That's where your money is. That's where you're going to spend it. That's where the investments go. That's where the land is going to be. That's the buildings you're going to buy. That's what you're going to do. Because you're all here at the end of the day looking for wealth. Pluto is in your second house of money. You're saying wealth, baby. Generational wealth. I'm ready to do it. So you're going to get the ideas here, but you're going to have to change your lifestyle for it. And you're going to have to change your mindset. You're going to have to change your being. From thinking, what is it? Let me just go with the standard. You know how everybody feels like $100 is the standard? Well, you're going into $1,000 is the standard. $10,000 is the standard. When you buy something, it's just, oh, it's $10,000, whatever. Let's make $10,000 your new $100. Ooh, I love that. I'm gonna use that for myself, actually. Let's make $10,000 your new $100. Just you know how you have like your cash money in your wallet and everybody has like $100. Let's make yours $10,000 just here if it needs to be. Friends, I really hope that you have enjoyed this horoscope. Let me know that you like this so I can prepare and make more content like this, because I would love to, but I want to see that you guys like it, right? And want to see more of it. So comment, like it, whatever you need to do. If you're somebody who is wanting to learn about your birth chart, oh my God, here we go with the blue screen. I have my karmic patterns report that is 50% off on my website. This report will tell you all about your karma and what you are here to work on. And it is a customer favorite. Like everybody that comes into to my website ends up getting this. And it's because it's that good. Nothing showed. I'll post a picture of it here for you guys to see, but you will definitely want to get your copy of my karmic patterns report, because it is going to break down the karmic signatures that you are born with and have responsibility towards. It's worth looking into and reading. It is going to change. It changed my life. And I have been reading my chart for 10 years and had the best top astrologers read my chart, but something changed when I read that report, maybe like in December of last year. And I did the biggest lifestyle change I have ever done. And I'm so thankful for it, because I wouldn't have done it without that report that said, you need to fix this. My name is Bria Samay. I'm a karmic astrologer, and I have been your astrologer today. Catch me on YouTube, TikTok. I do live streams Monday through Friday, 6 p.m., where I come on to the live stream and I read your birth charts and do tarot as well. So if you want to get a check-in with me, you're more than welcome to follow me on TikTok. I also post a lot on Instagram, a lot. So go to my Instagram to get reinformed content. Daily horoscopes is what I post on Instagram. You guys are all welcome to take a swing over there. And then if you want to do a private reading, please reach out. My website is listed on here, briasamai.com, where you can book a private reading just for you and me over Zoom. I love you, friends. Saturn is my favorite planet, and that's because he rules over time. And that is what you guys have given me today, is your time. And so I'm super thankful and super appreciative for everybody who spent time with me today, who interacted with the video, liked, comment, and shared, and all that stuff. Thank you guys so much. You are the MVPs of my world. Bye, friends.